Hello everyone, welcome to TutorialsPoint. In this video, we will be learning about molecules. So let us go to the concept molecules with an example. We know that a pond has a large quantity of water in it, which we can use for different purposes like agriculture, washing, cleaning and drinking. Now suppose I transfer a portion of this pond water to a water tank. Now what is the change here? The change is only in the quantity of water. That is, the tank has less water as compared to this pond. But the substance that we have is exactly the same, that is water. And this water also we can use for the same purposes. Now let me transfer a small portion of water from the tank to a bucket. And this case is also the same. There is a change in the amount of water that we have, but the substance is still water. And we can use this water in the bucket for the same purposes that we did before. So this thing is true for even smaller quantities of water like a bottle of water, or even more smaller quantities of water like a spoonful of water or a drop of water. Now let me zoom this water drop and see what is there inside. Now when I zoom it, I find a millions of particles like this. Now this particle is called a water molecule. Now when we divide this molecule further, we get particles like this, which are no longer water molecules, but they are something else, that is hydrogen and oxygen atoms. Now up to this stage, the substance that we had was water, but when we moved further and broke it, we had these particles which were not water but hydrogen and oxygen atoms. So it was this stage where we reached by reducing the quantities of water and then zooming the water drop, and we reached this stage. Now this stage is called a water molecule. Now a water molecule has one oxygen atom and two hydrogen atoms which are sticking together to each other with attractive forces. Now any molecule has two or more atoms which are sticking together with attracting forces. So we define a molecule as the smallest particle of an element or a compound that is capable of an independent existence and shows all the properties of that particular substance. For instance, the water drop that we had was composed of millions of water molecules which did not stick to each other but existed on their own, which means they have an independent existence. So now let us look at some such molecules further. Now these are the examples of some molecules. Now this is a carbon dioxide molecule which has one carbon atom and two oxygen atoms, and this is a nitrogen molecule which has two nitrogen atoms. Now when we clearly notice all these molecules, we see that there are some molecules like this which have atoms coming from the same element, and some other molecules which have atoms coming from different elements. So let us group these two types of molecules into two parts. Now here is where I have grouped these two kind of molecules. Now these molecules which are there in this side are composed of atoms of same element. Now this is a hydrogen molecule which has two hydrogen atoms. This is an ozone molecule with three oxygen atoms. This is a nitrogen molecule with two nitrogen atoms, and this is an oxygen molecule with two oxygen atoms. Now the set of molecules in this side have atoms which come from different elements. For example, this ammonia molecule has one nitrogen atom and three hydrogen atoms, and this water molecule has one oxygen atom with two hydrogen atoms, and this carbon dioxide molecule has one carbon atom and two oxygen atoms. Now this set of molecules with same atoms are said to be molecules of elements, and the other set of molecules which have atoms coming from different elements are said to be molecules of compounds. Now let us look at the molecules of elements in detail. Now the molecules of elements are defined as those molecules which have atoms coming from the same element. Now the molecule of oxygen has two atoms of oxygen, and the molecule of ozone has three atoms of oxygen. Now this number of atoms which compose the molecules are said to be atomicity of that particular molecule. So the atomicity of oxygen molecule is 2 and the atomicity of ozone molecule is 3. So we define atomicity as the number of atoms constituting a particular molecule. Now let us look at this atomicity with some detail. Now a hydrogen molecule has 2 atoms of hydrogen, so its atomicity is 2. And whichever molecule has an atomicity of 2, we call that molecule as a diatomic molecule. So a hydrogen molecule is a diatomic molecule. Similarly, a molecule of nitrogen has 2 nitrogen atoms in it, and thus its atomicity becomes 2, and also it is said to be a diatomic molecule. Another diatomic molecule is a molecule of chlorine, which has 2 atoms of chlorine and also called a diatomic molecule. Now a molecule of phosphorus has 4 atoms of phosphorus. So its atomicity becomes 4 since it has 4 atoms of phosphorus. Now any molecule with 4 atoms of an element is said to be a tetraatomic molecule. Here tetra stands for 4. Now a sulfur molecule has 8 atoms of sulfur bonded together, and therefore its atomicity becomes 8. Now any molecule with more than 4 atoms in it is said to be a polyatomic molecule, and so this sulfur molecule is said to be a polyatomic molecule. Now here we notice that all the molecules that we were studying had atoms which were non-metallic atoms. So now let us look at the molecules of metals. Now molecules of metals and some other elements like carbon do not have a simple structure but have a complex structure. Why? The reason is they have a large number of atoms or indefinite number of atoms bonded together. For example, the metals like sodium, iron, copper, magnesium have the atomic arrangement something like this, which has a large number of atoms packed together into a small volume. So this is the reason why we take their atomicities to be 1, and any molecule with atomicity 1 is said as monoatomic molecule. So all the molecules of these metals are said to be monoatomic. Now carbon atoms stick together in many different forms, and this is one such form. Now from here we clearly see that the atoms of carbon are bonded together like this, and a large number of atoms of carbon are bonded here. And so we take the atomicity of carbon as 1 and we call it as monoatomic. Now let us look at another category of molecules which are also monoatomic, that is noble gases. Now noble gases like helium, neon, argon, krypton, etc. are very least reactive, and therefore they do not combine with other atoms to form molecules. So we take their atomicity to be 1 since their molecules have only 1 atom of them. So this was all about the atomicity of metals and the molecules of elements. Now let us move on to the molecules of compounds. So we define the molecules of compounds as the atoms of different elements which are joined together in definite proportions by their mass. So let us take some examples and understand what this means. Now a water molecule has 1 oxygen atom and 2 hydrogen atoms, and in the definition we saw that the atoms of different elements join together in definite proportions, and the proportions is meaning here as mass of the atoms that are present in this molecule. So the mass of oxygen atom is known to us, that is 16U, and the mass of 1 hydrogen atom is 1U, and therefore the 2 hydrogen atoms have a mass of 2U. So their ratio of the masses of hydrogen and oxygen becomes 2:16, which we can simply write as 1:8. And let's move on to our next example, that is a carbon dioxide molecule which has 1 atom of carbon with mass 12U, and one oxygen atom has a mass of 16U. So 2 atoms of oxygen contribute a mass of total 32U. So the ratio of their masses happen to be 12:32. 2 12 from carbon and 32 from 2 oxygen atoms, which we can simply write as 3:8. Now, a molecule of ammonia has 1 nitrogen atom and 3 hydrogen atoms. The mass of a nitrogen molecule is 14U and the mass of 3 hydrogen atoms becomes 3U. So, the ratio of their masses becomes 3:14. So, these are the ratios in which these atoms combine to form these molecules. So, this was all about the molecules of elements and molecules of compounds. So, let us summarize what we have learned. A molecule can be defined as the smallest particle of an element or a compound that is capable of an independent existence and shows all the properties of that particular substance. The molecules of elements are those which are composed of atoms of a single element. And the number of atoms constituting a molecule is called its atomicity. The molecules of metals and some other elements have indefinite number of atoms bonded together, and so we take their atomicity as 1, and they are said to be monoatomic molecules. Now, atoms of different elements join together in definite proportions to form the molecules of compounds. So, this was all about molecules, and I hope you liked this video. Thank you.
TutorialsPoint.com. Simply easy learning.